Trump and his father were slumlords from Queens who got busted a couple of times for housing discrimination, for refusing to rent to black people. So isn't it ironic, not to mention karma, that Kamala Harris now lives rent-free in Trump's head? Because in retrospect, what is now becoming clear is that Harris was not trying to win the debate by persuading audiences, but rather by making her opponent self-destruct. Let's take a look at a couple of those moments. Here's what Harris had to say about Putin.
Why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch?
And here's what Harris had to say about world leaders.
I have traveled the world as Vice President of the United States, and world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace.
Harris not only threw Trump off his game, but wounded his already fragile ego. Nothing Harris said got to him more than this famous line.
And I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
Now, it was clear it got to him.
People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics.
But it is becoming only too clear that it's continuing to eat away at him. Trump has brought it up at several rallies, but yesterday in Michigan led to his craziest up is down, black is white statement ever. We're going to take a look at Trump and what can only be described as preemptive lying in just 1 second. But first, let's take a quick look at what Harris didn't say. People are not only leaving Trump's rallies because they're bored, they're leaving because they were paid to attend. They show up, they get scanned in, and when they receive their Venmo payments, they leave. Take a look at people leaving this rally. Notice it's almost as hard to leave as it is to come in. There's no doubt but that people are getting tired of Trump's shtick. They are walking out because Trump makes them wait. They walk out in order to beat the traffic. They are walking out because they're bored. And they are walking out because they are paid. The point is, everyone knows they are walking out. And they have been walking out since the 2024 campaign began. And that has led Trump to make this statement at his rally.
I want to explain something. The people that you see leaving, because nobody ever leaves. And when they do, I finish up quick, believe me. But I couldn't take pictures at the beginning. So I take them at the end sometimes. If I'm late, the plane gets late, you get delayed, lots of things happen. There's a little hurricane going on in Florida, as you know. And so what they do is they say, oh, please come up now at the end of my speech. I said, don't do that, because it looks like they're leaving, like your husband who owns this place.
And once again, we are in the world of Trumpian logic. The people you see leaving aren't leaving. No, they are headed to the exits to get a picture with me, even though I am not at these exits. So these people walking in the dark are actually walking to get their picture taken with Trump. Maybe this is why so many of his supporters are saying if Trump doesn't win, they will accept the results. Not even the MAGA faithful can take another 4 years of Trump whining the election was stolen. And this is what they said to the Detroit Free Press. Jordan Walton, 24, ain't going to be happy, but you know, it is what it is. Then there was 28-year-old David Ortiz who said, no crazy we don't need that. We have too much nonsense in the world right now, and we don't need more violence. That's the last thing we need. So even the MAGA faithful are starting to see that Trump is full of it. That, at least, is a starting point. He can tell them that black is white and that the election was stolen and that they should not believe what they are seeing with their own eyes. They're starting to realize they have to take what he says with a grain of salt. And hey, it's a starting point, right? I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.